What is your family's love language? Silence. In my family, you earned your place by keeping secrets that could destroy you. The rule was simple. Whatever you saw, whatever you carried, you never spoke it aloud. Tell an outsider, a teacher, a friend, God forbid the police, and you stopped existing. Your chair vanished from the table. Your name became something nobody would say. This wasn't just a habit, it was the whole architecture of us. My grandfather built it, my father enforced it, and we all believed it was love. I was 9 when I understood the stakes. My uncle Peter got drunk at a christening and told a coworker something he shouldn't have. Nothing dramatic, just the truth about where the family money came from. Within a month, Peter was gone. Not dead, just erased. His photos came off the walls. When I asked about him, my father said, "Who?" And I learned never to ask again. The ones who kept quiet were golden. My cousin Rachel watched something happen in the garage when she was 11 and never breathed a word. And for that, she was treated like royalty her whole life. The good one, the loyal one. She understands family, my grandmother would say, touching her cheek. And we believed keeping the secret was the same as being good. I spent my childhood training for it without knowing that's what it was. I learned to smile at the right times, to answer questions with questions, to feel a stranger getting too close and steer them away. My father would test me at dinner. A teacher asks why you were absent Tuesday. What do you say? Wrong answers meant a long, cold silence that was somehow worse than being hit. Everything cracked when I was 13 because of a woman named Ms. Adler, the counselor at my middle school. She'd called me in about a scholarship form. While she looked for it, she mentioned, offhand, that her nephew's family had rules like yours. I froze. She saw it. She added quickly that my cousin Danny had told her some things years back before he moved away, that he wished someone had said something to him sooner. She didn't push. She didn't threaten to call anyone. She just started leaving a folder on the corner of her desk whenever I came in. Pamphlets, a hotline number, printed stories from people who'd grown up inside families that ran on fear and secrecy. I'd read them fast and hand them back. The words made me sick and they made me hungry because they gave the thing a name. What my family called loyalty, the outside world called something else. And that something else was a crime. I started small. I had a little cousin Sophia, 6 years old, sweet and trusting. During holidays, I'd play games with her in the basement, pretend games, spy games, where I taught her that if she was ever scared, there were safe adults, that a phone could save your life, that no secret was worth more than she was. She thought it was make-believe. I was building her an exit. The years wore on. I kept quiet through things I'll never write down. Every time I stayed silent, I survived. And every time, I hated myself for it a little more. The breaking point was Sophia. She was 8 when my aunt announced at Thanksgiving that Sophia was old enough now to be trusted with family business. Sophia beamed. She thought she'd been chosen. That night, I did the only thing I could. I found her alone, and I told her, plainly this time, no games. I said, if anyone ever tells you to keep a secret that makes your stomach hurt, you find a teacher, and you say these words. Something is happening at home, and I'm scared, and I need help. I made her repeat it 3 times. A week later, I got a text from an unknown local number. We have what you told Sophia. We know what you've been doing. My blood went cold. I was sure it was over, that someone had found out I was the leak, that I'd finally be erased like Peter. The number wanted to meet at a coffee shop across town. I went because refusing would look worse. I walked in expecting my father, or worse. It was Ms. Adler, and a woman I didn't know, with a badge clipped to her belt and a folder thicker than any I'd ever handed back. Sophia hadn't kept a secret. Sophia had said the words to her own teacher that Monday morning, exactly the way I taught her, and the teacher had called Ms. Adler, who'd been quietly documenting my family for 4 years, waiting for one child brave enough to seek. We weren't building a case against you, Ms. Adler said gently, sliding the folder toward me. We were waiting for you to be ready to stop protecting them. I looked at the badge, and then at her, and for the first time in my life, I told the truth out loud.